Hello and welcome, fellow adventurers, to another powerful and life-changing lesson on English Odyssey. Today, I want to share with you the most important principles I've learned, not just in mastering new skills, but in completely changing my mindset, my journey, and my future. If you truly understand these principles and apply them, your English learning and your life will never be the same again. Many people struggle with learning, feel frustrated, and live with regret because they don't know these simple truths. But today, I'm giving them to you. If you follow these principles, I promise you, your English will transform. You will rise above grammar struggles, above pronunciation doubts, and above your own insecurities. You will become a powerful English speaker, someone who inspires others, someone who achieves their linguistic dreams. So stay with me until the very end, because this lesson might be the most important thing you ever hear on your English Odyssey. Now, let's begin. Principle 1. Don't compare your English journey to others. 95% of English learners hit a wall because they keep comparing themselves to others. They look at someone else's fluent conversation and feel bad about their own progress. They see someone effortlessly speaking with perfect pronunciation or understanding every word, and they start to feel like they're not good enough. And that's where they lose. But why? Because comparison makes you weak. It destroys your confidence. It makes you feel like a beginner before you've even truly started your journey. Let me tell you something powerful. If someone is more fluent than you, it's okay. If someone has a wider vocabulary, it's okay. If someone seems ahead in their English learning, it's okay. Your time will come. The only difference between you and them is time. Maybe they started earlier or they got more exposure before you. But that doesn't mean they will always be ahead. If you practice consistently, you will surpass them. So what should you do? Stop watching others, start watching yourself. If you compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Are you speaking more confidently? Are you writing more clearly? Are you learning new idioms? That's the only competition that matters. And here's something important. If someone corrects your English, don't fight back. If someone boasts about their perfect accent, just smile. Don't feel small, don't get discouraged. Just be silent and keep practicing. Because one day, after a year or two, you will be having effortless conversations while they are still trying to impress. They will talk, they will show off, they will try to make you doubt yourself. But you don't need to argue with them, you need to fight with yourself. Control your emotions, control your frustration, control your urge to give up, and just keep learning. The best revenge is fluency. If you stay focused, there will be a day when they will listen to you and say, "How did this happen?" But you will know it happened because you didn't waste time comparing. You didn't let their words break your spirit. You kept moving forward. So from today, promise yourself, you will not compare your English journey to others. You will only compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Principle 2. Nothing is impossible even in English. Most people fail at learning English before they even try. Do you know why? Because they believe in the biggest lie: this is impossible. I can't learn English. My accent will never be perfect. But let me tell you something, there is no such thing as impossible when it comes to language. It's just an illusion in your mind. Think about this. For centuries, people believed it was impossible to communicate across vast distances instantly. Scientists, inventors, and everyday people all agreed it couldn't be done. Then one man changed everything. His name was Alexander Graham Bell. He didn't listen to the world. He didn't care what others said. He trained his mind to believe it was possible, and then one day he invented the telephone. And guess what? Just a few years later, millions were talking across the world. Why? Because suddenly they believed it was possible. The lesson here is simple. As long as no one has achieved a certain level of English, the world says it's impossible. But the moment one person becomes fluent, suddenly everyone believes they can too. So the question is, will you be the one who proves the world wrong? When someone tells you learning English at your age is impossible, you have two choices: believe them and stay limited, or ignore them and make history with your fluency. Which one will you choose? Remember this: people said learning multiple languages was impossible until polyglots proved them wrong. People said translating in real time was impossible until technology made it happen. The only limits that exist are the ones in your mind. So from today, whenever someone says, "This is impossible," about your English goals, you tell yourself, "Nothing is impossible. I just have to be the first one to do it." Principle 3. This is the right time to learn English. Most people live their entire life saying, "I'll start learning English tomorrow. I'll practice later. I'll wait for the right time." But guess what? There is no right time. You have two options in life: dedication to your English dreams or distraction, wasting time and regretting later. If you don't have a clear goal for your English, find your passion. Maybe it's traveling, maybe it's a new career, maybe it's connecting with others. And if you already know what you want, start working for it today. Think about this: your daily obligations can wake you up at 3:00 a.m., but your English dreams often can't. How many people do you know who are older now and say, I wish I had learned English when I was younger, or I wish I had practiced harder? The time you want to do something, time will be gone. And do you know what will be left? Regret. Regret of not being able to seize opportunities, regret of not being able to connect with the world. When a doctor has an emergency, do they wait? No, that's how you need to see your English learning, as an emergency. Every second you waste not practicing is a second you will never get back. You have so much capability inside you, but capability is nothing if you don't use it. So from today, promise yourself, I will not wait for the right time. I will not make excuses. I will start now because this is the right time to begin your English Odyssey. Principle 4. Don't stop learning English. If someone asks me what the secret to English fluency is, I have only 2 words: don't stop. That's it. That's the whole formula for success. Whatever you do, wherever you are in your English journey, no matter how hard things get, don't stop. Are you tired of studying? Okay, take a little rest, but don't stop. Are you feeling confused by a grammar point? Review it, find a new resource, but don't stop. Are you feeling sleepy after a long day? Practice for a few minutes, then sleep, but don't stop. Because the moment you stop, the moment you give up, you lose. Success in English is not about natural talent, it's not about intelligence, it's not about luck, it's about persistence. The ones who become fluent are not always the smartest, they're not always the most naturally talented, they are simply the ones who never stopped practicing. So let me ask you, how many times have you started learning English and given up? How many times have you said, this is too hard, and walked away from your textbooks? How many times have you seen others become fluent and thought, maybe I should quit? This is where most people fail. They start learning full of excitement, full of energy, full of motivation. But when things get hard, when fluency doesn't come quickly, when they don't see results immediately, they stop. And the moment they stop, they lose everything they had worked for. Do you know how close you might be to fluency? You might be just one conversation away, one breakthrough away. But if you stop now, you'll never know. Think about this: when an archaeologist is digging for a lost ancient text, they dig and dig but find nothing. The ground is hard, their hands are sore, they are tired. And then one day they say, I give up. But what they don't know is this: if they had just dug 1 more meter, they would have found the priceless scroll. Most people quit when they are one step away from their English breakthrough. Look at time, see how much time has passed in your life. Years have gone by, you've seen ups and downs, and whether you achieve fluency or not, time will still pass. But the question is, what will you do with the time that is left? If you stop now, if you give up, if you say, I'm done with English, then 5 years from now you will be in the same place with the same regrets. But if you keep learning, if you keep pushing, if you refuse to stop, your time will come. The people who laugh at your accent today, who doubt you today, who think you will never make it, they will be the ones praising your fluency tomorrow. You just have to keep practicing. And don't think small, think big. Small thinking creates small lives and small English skills. If you want to achieve something great, like speaking English confidently with anyone, anywhere, you have to dream big. So promise yourself, no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, you will never stop. Because fluency is waiting for you, and the only thing you have to do is just keep going. Principle 5. Take risks with your English. Life is full of risks, and so is learning English. Whether you like it or not, you're already taking risks every single day. When you use a new word, it's a risk. When you try to construct a complex sentence, it's a risk. Even when you listen to native speakers, it's a risk, because who knows what new slang or idioms they'll use. But here's the truth: if you are already taking risks every day, then why not take the biggest risks for your English dreams? Why are you afraid to speak, to make mistakes? Do you know the biggest risk in English learning? The biggest risk is not taking any risks at all. Because if you never take a risk, if you never speak, never write, never try, you will never grow. You will never achieve true fluency. You will always stay exactly where you are, stuck in silence. Some people live their whole English learning journey afraid to take risks. And do you know what happens? Nothing. They stay at the same beginner level, they stay unable to communicate, they stay in the same comfortable routine of just reading without speaking, because they are afraid to take a chance. But let me tell you something: challenges will come and go. No matter what you do, there will always be challenges in language learning. But if you are strong enough, if your mind is strong enough, you will find solutions. Many people cry about their English problems. They sit and complain, I have grammar problems, I have vocabulary problems, my pronunciation is terrible. They complain all day, thinking that complaining will change their English. But here's the truth: complaining will never make you fluent. If you have problems, stand up and face them. No successful English speaker got there without taking risks. Malala Yousafzai took a risk by speaking out in English for education, even in a dangerous environment. Elon Musk took a risk by moving to an English-speaking country to pursue his dreams. J.K. Rowling took a risk by writing her Harry Potter books in English, even as a struggling single mother. And today the world knows their names and their stories. Do you know why? Because they were not afraid to take risks. And here's the most important part. Taking a risk does not mean speaking without thinking. Taking a risk means believing in your ability to learn even when no one else does. So let me ask you, what is stopping you from taking a risk with your English? What is stopping you from starting that conversation? What is stopping you from practicing your speaking every day? Is it fear? Fear of making mistakes? Fear of what people will say? Let me tell you, the people who laugh at your accent today will be silent tomorrow, but that will only happen if you take the risk. If you want to achieve something big in English, you have to step outside your comfort zone, because nothing great ever happens inside your comfort zone. And remember this, if you take a risk and make a mistake, you will learn. If you take a risk and succeed in communication, you will win. But if you never take a risk, you will regret it forever. So what will you do? Will you sit in fear, or will you take the risk? Because your fluent future is waiting for you, and the only way to reach it. Be brave, take the risk, and never look back. Principle 6. Control your mind. Control your English. Listen to me carefully. Your mind is your biggest enemy, or it is your greatest power. It all depends on how you control it. Most people in this world are slaves to their minds when it comes to English. Their mind tells them you can't learn it. They believe it. You're too weak for complex grammar. They accept it. You will fail to understand native speakers, and they give up. And that is why 95% of people never achieve their English dreams. But you are not weak. You think you are weak because your mind is weak, and your weak mind is controlling your strong potential. The moment you take control of your mind, you take control of your English learning. Let me give you an example. Imagine a wild horse. The horse is strong, powerful, fast. But if no one controls it, the horse will run anywhere, hit trees, fall down. It will never reach anywhere purposeful. But if a skilled rider sits on that horse, controls it, directs it, makes it follow a path, that same horse becomes a champion. Your mind is that horse. If you don't control it, it will take you to frustration, laziness, doubts about your English. But if you learn to control your mind, you will take yourself to fluency, confidence, and an unstoppable English life. So let me ask you, who is in control, you or your mind? Your mind says, I'm too tired to practice English today. Tell it, shut up, practice anyway. Your mind says, I don't feel like waking up early for that English lesson. Tell it, shut up, wake up anyway. Your mind says, I can't understand this native speaker. Tell it, shut up, watch me understand it. If you want to be a successful English speaker, you need to stop listening to your weak thoughts. A successful English learner does not do what they feel like doing. A successful English learner does what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. So from today, be the master of your mind, because if you can control your mind, you can control your English, and you can control anything. Principle 7. Never expect anything from others for your English. Let me tell you the biggest mistake people make in their English learning journey. They expect too much from others. And that is why they are always disappointed, hurt, betrayed, and frustrated. You expect your friends to always practice English with you, but they don't. You expect your family to understand your passion for English, but they don't. You expect people to respect your efforts, but they don't. And then what happens? You feel sad. You feel like giving up on your English. Why? Because you were depending on others. But listen to me. If you want to be truly powerful in your English, never expect anything from anyone. I often say this, no one is coming to teach you English perfectly. No one is coming to make your English better for you. No one is coming to magically make you fluent. This is your English Odyssey, and only you can change it. Do you know why successful polyglots are different? Because they don't wait for anyone. They don't wait for motivation, they create it. They don't wait for help, they figure it out. They don't wait for people to believe in their ability to learn English, they believe in themselves. If you keep expecting people to support your English journey, you will always be weak, because when they don't support you, you will stop. But if you say, I don't need anyone, I will become fluent on my own, then no one can stop you. If someone supports you, great. If they don't, even better, because now you will prove them wrong. So from today, stop expecting, just learn, just practice, just move forward. And one day, the same people who ignored your English efforts will say, I always believed in you. But by that time, you won't even care. Principle 8. Become dangerous in your English. I don't mean become aggressive. I don't mean be rude in English. I mean become so powerful in your English, so confident, so unstoppable, that people fear underestimating your language skills. Let me tell you something, weak English speakers are ignored. No one listens to a weak speaker. No one respects a weak speaker. No one truly follows a weak speaker. But a strong English speaker, a strong speaker walks into a room and people feel their command of the language. A strong speaker doesn't beg for understanding, they articulate clearly. A strong speaker doesn't ask for opportunities, they create them through their communication skills. And you have the power to become that person. But for that, you need to stop being soft. Some of you are too emotional about your English. Someone corrects your grammar, you cry. Someone doesn't support your learning, you lose confidence. Someone insults your accent, you feel like giving up. But no one cares. The world of communication isn't always fair. People aren't always fair, but you have to be stronger than any linguistic challenge. You need to become the kind of English speaker who doesn't break, who doesn't get affected by criticism, who doesn't care what people say. People should see you and say, no matter what, this person never stops improving their English. This person is unbreakable. Because when you become that person, you become powerful. And when you become powerful in English, everything in life changes. You will achieve more opportunities, you will succeed faster in global communication. You will become the person people admire for their multilingual ability. So from today, stop being soft, stop being weak, stop breaking down over small English mistakes. Become so strong, so focused, so determined in your English that nothing and no one can shake you. Because powerful communicators rule the world, and you were born to be powerful. Principle 9. Be unstoppable in your English journey. Many people think strength is the key to English fluency, but strength alone is not enough. There's something far more powerful than being strong, being unstoppable. A strong person can study many hours. A strong person can work hard on pronunciation. A strong person can fight through difficult vocabulary lists, but strength has a limit. Even strong learners get tired. Even strong learners sometimes fall behind. But an unstoppable English learner, they don't stop for anything. If they get tired, they keep moving forward with their practice. If they get a low score on a test, they stand up again and learn from it. If they fail to understand a native speaker, they try again with another. Nothing can break them, nothing can stop them. They move forward no matter what. Let me tell you about a man named Thomas Edison. He failed 10,000 times while trying to create the light bulb. Think about that. Most people give up after one failure. Some people try again maybe 2 or 3 times, but 10,000 times. Do you know what he said when someone asked him how he felt after failing 10,000 times? He said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." And that is why today, when you turn on a light in your room, you are using his invention. If he had given up, the world would have been in darkness. Now think about your own English journey. Maybe you have failed to understand a conversation. Maybe people have laughed at your accent. Maybe you have tried a learning method and failed 10 times, 20 times, 100 times. But ask yourself this, have you really failed as much as Edison? No, then why are you stopping? If your dream of English fluency is big, your patience must be bigger. There will be obstacles, there will be frustration, there will be mistakes. But if you are unstoppable, nothing will matter. So from today, don't just be strong in your English, be unstoppable. Principle 10. The world respects results, not efforts. In English, this world does not care how hard you try to learn English. It only cares about one thing, what you achieve. People say, I worked so hard on my English, but no one appreciates me. Of course they don't, because effort is invisible, results are visible. If a student studies English 12 hours a day but still fails the exam, does the teacher reward them? No, because the world only respects the one who passes. If an aspiring interpreter trains every day but loses the client, do they get the contract? No, because the world only respects the one who succeeds in communication. This may sound harsh, but it is the truth. And if you understand this, your English journey will change. Right now, some of you are working hard, some of you are trying, some of you are struggling with English. But ask yourself, where are the results? If there are no results, you need to change something. Maybe you need to change your learning strategy. Maybe you need to learn new study skills. Maybe you need to work smarter, not just harder, because in the end, effort alone will not make you fluent. Only results will. So don't just work hard, work in a way that gives you results. Because once you have results, once you can confidently hold a conversation, once you can understand a movie without subtitles, the same people who ignored your efforts will start respecting your fluency. Final message, become the English speaker you once admired, and here is my final message for your English Odyssey. Become the person you once admired. Think back to when you first thought about learning English. There was someone you admired. Maybe it was a polyglot, maybe it was a famous person speaking fluently, maybe it was an English teacher or an elder who knew multiple languages. When you saw them, you thought, one day I want to be like them. But then life happened, you grew up, people told you to be realistic about learning a new language. Society made you feel small, your English dreams started to fade. But listen to me, that inner learner inside you is still alive, that learner is waiting, that learner is still hopping, that learner still believes that one day you will become the fluent English speaker you once admired. Do you kill that learner's dream? Do you tell that inner child, I gave up on English? Or do you stand up, fight for your fluency and become the English speaker you were always meant to be? Because the truth is, you have that power. The person you admired was not special, they were human just like you. The only difference is they chose to become great with their language. Now it's your turn. Be someone that your younger self would be proud of for their English. Be someone that your future self will thank for the opportunities their English opened up. Be someone that people look at and say, this person didn't just learn English, they changed their game. You have heard everything, you have learned everything. Now there is only one thing left to do: take action. Motivation is useless if you don't act. Knowledge is useless if you don't use it. Dreams are useless if you don't chase them. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop making excuses. This is your English Odyssey. This is your moment. This is your time. Go out there, prove them wrong, become legendary in your English.